This is off topic, but I was looking at Hinata and Neji with normal eyes. Neji's, the outlines of his eyes are like way too big and not connected, but Hinata's looks normal. If you like look at it from a certain angle, and Kisame, if he was a normal human instead of a shark human, and this one's straight off a horror movie. Like homeboy has brown hair. Dude went from blackish, bluish hair to brown. That's off topic. Basically, I was on June 11th. I was on Twitter, right? And Tabos, who's the creator of Dragon Ball AF, a fan manga that was a sequel to GT that came out decades ago, right? Tabos created, and he created Super Saiyan 5 Goku. Torotaro made his own version of Dragon Ball AF, and he got hired to be the writer. Well, one of the writers, excuse me. There's pollen in there. Allergic to it. That's why I'm sniffling. Tabos basically created Dragon Ball AF. Toyotaro created his own version. And what happened is Toyotaro got hired to be Dragon Ball Super's writer and artist, despite Tabos being a better writer. But that's what Toyotaro lived in Japan. And Tabos obviously is from South/Latin America / Spain, which I don't know where Spain is at. But they invented a Spanish language. Okay, so basically he was comparing GT to Super. You couldn't translate English to Spanish a couple of days ago, right? You can do it now, but it's kind of on and off. It don't work sometimes, right? Okay, my foot just moved. That's what you heard on the table, right? So basically, I don't know Spanish, but I think GT had better character development. Intention to a Zeno not being there, right? I'm not doing tricks on it like Diddy. But let me see what Tabos put. I think he had replied to it. Yeah, Tabos, let me see what people put. Right, Tabos had put agree somewhere. I don't know where he put it. Right, Tabos put agree on June 11th, right? Not glazing, not doing tricks on it like Diddy. But that is a big compliment from one of the OGs in the Dragon Ball community. Right, so this essay, Jose Manuel, right? Put character development. Really wish GT that you watch the sub, right? Not the dub, because the dub of GT is one of the worst translated dubs next to the chapter Black of Yu Yu Hakusho. Well, no, what's worse than both of those? Actually, the 4Kids dubs, those are like trash. Okay, I watched the sub, the dub where Vegeta chose, right? I watched the sub. I meant to put not the dub, right? Where Vegeta chose to get a free power up SSJ4 like Great Ape in the Saiyan Saga. Except the difference is that in the Saiyan Saga, Vegeta only got the free power up is because he was about to be killed by Krillin, Gohan, Yajirobe. Right? That's what was gonna happen. Vegeta had to be jumped to get a free power up. Vegeta went straight into the fight, because he doesn't care about fighting to be better than Goku to gain strength, because he learned that strength isn't what matters, because he's not living under Frieza anymore or King Vegeta, right? Right, he got a free power up early instead of waiting until last minute, right? And obviously GT, Vegeta's character development, you don't just see that when he went Super Saiyan 4, you see that before, because he's wearing Earth clothing despite him having Saiyan pride. Right? GT is 3 arcs. The only arc where Vegeta develops, if we're being honest, is in the 2 arcs in the Super manga, right? Those are 2 arcs, basically. Because, you know, I'm not counting the movies, but 2 of the movies are canon to Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Z movies. Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Because some people will count those as Vegeta being about to kill Frieza or whatever. And the whole Mike Bulma scene, which, you know, You know, it's alright. But Vegeta got alter ego from not feeling guilty about his past actions and the moral in Granola art because he had to learn not to feel guilty about what he did and try and change, right? Despite the fact he already got redeemed in the Buu saga, but not in the same way. So yeah, they're redoing an arc, but yeah, they're adding a new arc too. So Vegeta's only gets development in 2 out of how many arcs in Super? Because I'm not counting the movies, because those are Dragon Ball Z movies. Universe 6 arc in Super, Future Trunks arc in Super. Then you got the Tournament of Power, that's 3 arcs. Then you got Broly, which is 4. Was that's a Dragon Ball Super movie and superhero where he don't develop, and then 6, 7, he only develops in 2 out of 7 arcs where he develops in all 3 of GT's arcs. Right? Like, that's stupid. This dude said Zeno is the tension, but Zeno will destroy the universe if they don't win the Tournament of Power. You mean Zeno, the guy who two-shotted 2 main villains instead of the main characters just sealing him? Because Goku forgot the talisman, which is explained better in the manga why he did, because he couldn't read the talisman's paper, which we know Goku, you know, is illiterate, right? And Titus, right? White boy Titus. There's no black dude named Titus, right? This cracker, this young cracker, this white C Titus said, "You don't even know English, nigga." My nigga, I'm American too. Check out the YT channel. Tavos put agree because despite the fact Tavos obviously isn't black, bro, you just said a racial slur because I didn't agree with your opinion. Right? This dude put high. So there's more. This isn't just it. This isn't the last of them, bro. Right? There's more dudes. Right, okay, this dude put something in Spanish. I translated yesterday, right? Well, this dude wants to be fucking toxic, right? Alright. Spanish to English. Belt to ass. From yours truly, Seth. But seriously, what did you see? The characters barely developed in the entire series. In the entire cast. It's useless. Yes?
Oh, I'm sorry. Have I messed you up?
No.
You gotta go to the if you want to go or you want to stay here?
I'll go. The entire cast is useless except for Goku and Vegeta in the last arc, aka Shadow Dragon. Even Gohan ended up worse than being a Zero. How is Gohan a Zero if he trained and beat Rildo? Rildo was literally stronger than Buuhan, the strongest version of Majin Buu in the manga, or Kid Buu, the strongest version of Majin Buu. Well, technically he said to be the strongest version of Majin Buu in the anime, but it's just not true. They imply that he's the strongest, but that's not true. They say that, but clearly Goku and Vegeta are lying when they said that. But he's stronger than Kid Buu, but Gohan is fighting him to a draw until he has to use hacks to win. On top of it, Gohan can use Ultimate on top of Super Saiyan. But the side characters were trash before the Buu saga. Krillin literally didn't do nothing in the Cell saga. He literally let Cell absorb 18 just to collapse some robo cheeks like Elon Musk because he's a robosexual. Okay. And Yamcha died 2 times. Yeah, I know, mommy. And Yamcha died 2 times in the Buu saga. You know, Yamcha gets bad matchups in every arc, so he's one-shotted. And Krillin is too. And Piccolo is just Vegeta, but worse. And Piccolo was the only useful character in the Cell Saga and the Boo Saga, where he taught Goten and Trunks to dance and got the info from Cell by faking like he's injured. But Cell would give info like Kami did when he's in a fight, because Cell is part of Piccolo and Piccolo is part of Kami. So the Z Fighters are trash as characters because they all get one-shotted anyway, majority of them. And Krillin and Yamcha are two dudes, right? Where Yamcha doesn't have Riz because he's scared of women. Krillin doesn't have Riz because he's ugly, and they develop where Krillin becomes a family man, Yamcha becomes a cheater, right? And then the whole joke with the Crane School is that there's no student that's Goku's age. Okay, I'm coming. Just impure students like Yamcha and Krillin, which is just Tien, who is just Yamcha. Yeah, and Chaozu, who is just Krillin. Right, there's no Goku. So those are more knockoff characters who get one-shotted in the Saiyan Saga and the King Piccolo Saga. They're side characters. They're just there to be around to get one shot or to be side villains to make it feel like more is happening and there's more characters in the world to not get us bored. But these are the same people who say Rise of the Beast is trash because there's no use of side characters. And they want stuff like Dragon Ball Super, where every side character gets one-shotted.